Hello everyone, a very warm welcome back to another Black Country homebrew video. In today's video we are going to be trying a sample of my Superdelic baby brew that I did about a month and a half ago, I should say now. History to the brew: I brewed it, I'll put the link up there for the brew day. It then sat in the fermenter for just over 2 weeks. I did use clear beer finings from Harris and then transferred it into bottles. So it's very rarely nowadays that I do actually bottle a beer, but I decided with this beer to go for the bottles because I hadn't really got much keg space. So I'll just recap on the recipe and what it was. So it's a golden ale with the Superdelic hops. Bear with me 2 seconds. So it was a 10 litre batch, 1.6 kilogram of pale ale finest Maris Otter, 170 grams of Caragold. I then went with 5 grams Superdelic at 60 minutes of the boil, 10 grams at 10 minutes, 20 grams for a 15-minute hop stand, and then went for 25 grams dry hop 4 days into fermentation. Let that hang around for a while. Water profile: it was spotless water, so there's 1.8 gram of calcium chloride, 2.8 gram of Epsom salts and 6.4 grams of gypsum. And the yeast that I used was US-05. Fermentation was 20 degrees for 14 days, but I did ramp the temperature up by 2 degrees for the last 2 days to give it a bit of a diacetyl sort of rest as the fermentation was coming to an end, and then cold crashed it. So let's get into it. I'm not going to lie, I've had plenty of these over the last few weeks. It is really a cracking beer, so let's get into it. The beers that I have had have been really clear. I'm hoping this turns out clear as well, but I have just laid it on its side in the fridge, so if it is a little bit hazy, that'll be why. You'll have to excuse the noise if there is any in the background. I've got the washing machine on. So these were bottle conditioned, so there is a little bit of sediment in the bottom, so I'm just going to leave the last few dregs, and it's sort of clear. I don't know how well you can see that on the footage, but it is a little bit hazy. As I said, I have just laid it down in the fridge to cool down, which isn't what I normally do. I do normally stand them up. So very nice looking beer, golden ale, which is what I wanted. So I'm really pleased with how it looks and turned out. Let's have a smell. So you do get the Maris Otter kind of biscuity smell that you do get, but then the hop aroma, I'm really struggling to describe how these hops smell. So it's definitely like red fruit, red candy, which is what they describe. It's really, yeah, it's not normally like a smell that I've smelt in a hop before, but it's really pleasant. Definitely say like, yeah, red candy, which I haven't just read the hop description sheet and just pulling up aromas off it. That is genuinely what you do get. I'm just going to shut this door. I have all the time to record a video. I do it when the washing machine's on a spin. But yeah, it's a really pleasant smell. There is so I'm getting a hint of tropical, but mainly it's the smell of the Maris Otter and red fruit, red berries, red candy sort of smell. Let's go in for a taste. Cheers. So it is really nice. It is your golden ale. You've got your base malt, which are bringing through the malty taste. So say it's Maris Otter, so there's a bit of a biscuity taste there. But then you've also got the hops, which is your red fruit, red berries, yeah, it's definitely red candy. Like, red candy is what I'm getting. If any of you have tried Superdelic, you'll probably know what I mean. Let me know in the comments below. But I'm really struggling to put my finger on it. But it's definitely not your like pineapple, mango, that sort of smell. It's definitely like the other end of the spectrum. But it's not like an earthy smell. It's very, yeah, red fruit. Excuse me, berry-esque kind of flavours. Carbonation's just right. So in these 500ml bottles I used 2 carb drops and just left them in my house, which is probably like 18-19 degrees for a few weeks, and then they've just been sat in a cold corner of the house until I want to drink them, and then put them in the fridge. So yeah, I am very pleased with how it turned out. As I said, I have had a fair few bottles of it now. There's not that many left. I'd probably give it maybe an 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. There's definitely some improvements that could be made. Can't really put my finger on it. I probably wouldn't use those hops with that style of beer again. But then saying that, I probably actually would brew that beer again in a larger batch. It's definitely a smashable beer, and I am pleased with how it turned out. But maybe what I'm trying to say is I'd love to try those hops with a different style of beer. Maybe your IPAs, New England IPAs, definitely, double dry hopped beers, anything like that. I think that'd be class, especially being a New Zealand hops, combining it with other New Zealand hops like Nectaron, etc. I think it'd make some really, really incredible beers. So that is my review on the Superdelic hop. Fantastic, do really like it. Probably be using a wide array of beers as I've just mentioned. So if you have tried it, then let me know in the comments below what you thought, what beer you did with it. Being a new hop, I was struggling to find commercial beers. There is a few out there, but struggling to find the style that they went with, or any recipes online, especially in the UK. So if you have got any feedback or want me to try Superdelic in another beer, then let me know. This time of year, I am going more down a traditional beer, kind of cask brewing. I've just done a Tim Taylor Landlord with my mate Fenton, and we've just done a Guinness. We're talking about doing a mild next. We're looking at maybe Banksy's Mild, being from Wolverhampton. That's a local brewery to me, and it's served in most of the pubs around by me. So I want to try and recreate that. And then we're just going to hit over the next few months the British style of beers before obviously we come into the summer, and then it'll be summer beers. So apologies if I haven't uploaded much recently. Life and work just got really busy. When I was uploading a lot, I did have quite a fair amount of leave, but I'm back at work now, so sorry that the uploads have slowed down slightly, but there's plenty more to come, plenty more ideas, and yeah, I do look forward. And once again, thanks to you all for subscribing, commenting, liking, just checking me out. It's incredible, really. I didn't expect the response that I do get from my videos. So hope you've all had a brilliant weekend. Enjoy the rest of the week ahead. Cheers.